How is it going, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out another weekly watch list. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July, stayed safe, nobody lost any fingers, but another week up ahead in the market. As you can see on ES here, futures were open, I believe, half a day Friday, and man, I had such a good demand zone and we got such a nice reaction off of it. Nothing too crazy yet. We'll see what happens tonight when the futures open, but there was definitely opportunity for, like, if I was day trading, and we came down, like, there's opportunity for a bit of scalps here. This probably not. Probably here could get some small ads, get a trend break, even stop. Looked like you could have done that a couple times here. Obviously, it wasn't open during traditional market hours. That's why it seems so shitty, just like not really getting a ton of like major follow through. It actually looked a little bit better on NQ. But to kick off the watch list, that's going to be the first zone I'll be watching. Here on ES, this 3-hour supply zone. It's the same thing on NQ. This can be my top watch. If we break below this supply zone, I do have another supply zone on the 4-hour here, on the 3-hour as well. Not as nice looking. Candle's a little bit bigger for the red candle here. But if we go over to the 4-hour, I'll be watching this zone as well, up at 62.54 and 62.58. Okay, so this wick and body of this demand zone. You're not going to put a big zone over top of it. I feel like it would just take up a ton of space. And really, I'm just looking for a reaction at these levels. If price breaks below this level, I'm no longer interested in longs. And then below that, we do have this 1-hour demand and gap area that we bounced already last week as well. And for the gap, I believe it was like just a short time, very small time frame gap just here. So I'll probably get rid of that anyways. But that's what I'll be looking for on ES. We'll see what happens at 6,300. We'll see if we move back to the highs. That'll be ES. Let's go over to NQ. So NQ, a little bit better reaction. As you can see here on the 15-minute, that 3-hour demand zone is going to be my first area for a play or a bounce on QQQ. Again, I don't trade futures, so when I take these trades, I'm looking at SPY and QQQ based off the demand on ES and NQ. But 3-hour demand came and bounced a little bit so far. We'll see what happens. Let's see if we move back to the highs, see if we get another good retest here. If we look at the 5-minute, this was a little bit better than ES. We had a very strong candle here with elevated volume. So this is something I would have 100% placed a trade on, and you actually would have got a pretty decent move out of it. On NQ specifically, I mean, this was almost a 50-point move. So actually, I mean, it was an 80-point move from the lows, but of course, I would not be entering all the way down there. I'll take a look at the 2-minute. I would probably be entering when this candle started to push back up on higher volume. It would have worked out immediately as well. Could have got another ad here as well. This would have been a really, really nice trade. Damn. Hopefully, we get something like that tomorrow on Monday. And then underneath this demand zone, I have another demand zone, the same one. It's a 4-hour, a 3-hour, and a 2-hour on NQ. So we have the 4-hour, and then we can go to the 3-hour. Sorry, not 3-hour, 4-hour, and I believe 2-hour and 1 hour. So let's go over the 2-hour. We can see it. Wait, it's not on the 2-hour either? Hold on. What do I have it on? Oh, wait, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong zone. My apologies. Let's go back to the 2-hour. So it's on the 2-hour as well. Let me double check the 3-hour just in case I missed that. And then I believe it's on the 1 hour as well for the final. So yeah, 4-hour, 2-hour, and 1 hour demand zone. All of the wicks and bodies mapped out on that as well. And that goes from 22661 all the way to 22718. So pretty big zone. And again, I'm really looking for reaction at the highest levels first. So let's go to SPY. As far as rejects go, don't have any just because we're at all-time highs. Don't have any supply zones, anything like that. But looking at SPY, we have our previous day high, previous day low. I can look for resistance at previous day high, it's just going to be higher risk just because we're at all-time highs. But underneath the previous day low, we do have this 3-hour demand and a daily gap fill as well. So if we go over to the daily, small gap, but it's there. Hold on, this is not the daily. Small gap, but it is there underneath this, underneath the open 622.45. Look for price to fill the gap down here to 620. Would be a whole psych number as well down at that 620. So underneath the previous day low, could look to short into that 3-hour demand. Again, it is the same 3-hour demand we have on ES as well. We'll see what happens just because, again, like when the price opens tonight, there is going to be a gap down here. We could have most likely already been playing around this level. So underneath that gap, though, my next area is going to be this 4-hour and 2-hour demand. that I have, same one on ES, I have it on SPY as well. Just marking the levels of it, the wick and the body here at 618.58 and 618.29. It's a 4 hour, that's it. Just not 2 hour, 1 hour, anything like that. So we'll go over to SPX. SPX, again, all I map out is the previous day high and low. Same thing with the gap situation. Underneath the previous day low, look for price to fill the gap at 6,227. Maybe we get a retest of 6,200 even, but that's just going to be it. We have our previous day high, previous day low. Look for a bounce here at this gap, maybe down here at the 6,200. We have a lot of gaps on SPX from this run up. And then lastly, we will look at QQQ. So looking at QQQ, we have previous day high, previous day low. Same thing. Underneath the gap, we have that gap fill at 550.8, but we have that 3 hour demand as well, 552.29, 552.05. So I'll look for shorts, again, higher risk, but like I do like actually shorts underneath this gap down to demand. You could take a quick trade there, or just look for price to get under the previous day low and bounce the demand. However, that does become a little bit more risky as well, because now we're under the previous day low. We'll be under all the EMAs, we'll be under VWAP and all that good stuff as well. So we'll see. Maybe price comes all the way down and we fill this gap at 550 and a whole psych number. Underneath that, we have the same thing. We have 4 hour demand as well. It just does not look very good on QQQ. I don't have the whole zone mapped out, but it's this zone here. I just have the wick and the body mapped out up here at 548.93, the body mapped out at 547.62, and then just another previous day low at 546.11. And then below that down here at 544.34. So that's going to be everything I'm watching. Again, we're all-time highs. Shorts in general are going to be a little bit risky. Probably, you know, the more I look at it here, probably wouldn't be entering shorts. I'll probably wait to watch a bounce here at this demand. I'm really, and big runs up like this, I'm looking for bounces, looking for pullbacks, looking for areas of demand where there are big buy orders in the market. I'm looking to catch a piece with them. So that's going to wrap up the watch list. There will not be a watch list next week. I'll be away on vacation. But I want to say thank you again so much for watching the video. It means the absolute world to me. I hope you all have an amazing week inside and outside the market. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a comment, a like, subscribing, sharing the video. I would appreciate that a ton. But nonetheless, have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you all in 2 weeks in that next watch list. Peace.